How much is Bitcoin worth? But before we start, I would like you to hit that red subscribe button so you never miss out on any of our videos. So guys, Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency, a digital asset designed to work as a medium of exchange that uses cryptography to control its creation and management, rather than relying on central authorities. The history of Bitcoin started with the invention and was implemented by the presumed pseudonyms Satoshi Nakamoto, who integrated many existing ideas from the cyberpunk community. Over the course of Bitcoin's history, it has undergone rapid growth to become a significant currency both on and offline. From the mid-2010s, some businesses began accepting Bitcoin in addition to traditional currencies. Prior to the release of Bitcoin, there were a number of digital cash technologies started with the issuer-based cash protocols of David Shum and Stefan Brands. The idea that solutions to computational puzzles could have some value was first proposed by cryptographers Cynthia Dwork and Monty Nayor in 1992. The idea was independently rediscovered by Idem Back, who developed Hashcash, a proof-of-work scheme for spam controls in 1997. The first proposals for distributed digital scarcity-based cryptocurrencies were Wei Day's B-Money and Nick Szabo's BitGold. Hal Finney developed reusable proof-of-work, RPOW, using Hashcash and its proof-of-work algorithm. In a bit of gold proposal which proposed a collectible market-based mechanism for inflation control, Nick Szabo also investigated some additional aspects including Byzantine fault-tolerant agreement protocol based on core name addresses to store and transfer the chain proof of work solutions, which was vulnerable to Sybil attacks though. On August 18, 2008, the domain name bit.org was registered. Later that year, on October 31st, a link to paper authored the Satoshi Nakamoto titled Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system, was posted to cryptography mailing list. This paper detailed methods of using peer-to-peer network to generate what was described as a system for electronic transactions without relying on trust. One of the first supporters, adopters, contributors to Bitcoin, and receiver of the first Bitcoin transaction was programmer Hal Finney. Finney downloaded the Bitcoin software the day it was released, and received 10 Bitcoins from Nakamoto in the world's first Bitcoin transaction on January 12, 2009. Other early supporters were Wei Day, creator of Bitcoin predecessor B-Money, the Nick Szabo, creator of Bitcoin predecessor BitGold. In the early days, Nakamoto is estimated to have mined 1 million Bitcoins. On August 6, 2010, a major vulnerability to the Bitcoin protocol was spotted. Transactions were properly verified before they were included in the transaction logger blockchain, which let users bypass Bitcoin's economic restrictions and create an indefinite number of Bitcoins. On August 15th, the vulnerability was exploited. Over 184 billion Bitcoins were generated in a transaction and sent to 2 addresses on the network. Within hours, a transaction was spotted and erased from the transaction log after the bug was fixed and the network forked into an updated version of the Bitcoin protocol. This was the only major security flaw found and exploited in Bitcoin's history. Guys, after its launch in 2009, Bitcoin ushered in a new era of blockchain technology and digital currencies. Given all the talk about Bitcoin, you'd think it would be everywhere. Is that really true? How much is Bitcoin worth? Perhaps more importantly, how much of the world's money is in Bitcoins? With the price of Bitcoin at $34,843 as of May 30th, 2021, it is certainly worth our time to figure it out. Guys, among asset classes, Bitcoin has made one of the more volatile trading histories. The cryptocurrency's first price increase occurred in 2010 when the value of a single Bitcoin jumped from around 0.0008 to 0.08. It has undergone several rallies and crashes since then. Some have compared the cryptocurrency and its price movements to the fad of Beanie Babies during the 1990s, while others have drawn parallels between Bitcoin and Dutch tulip mania of the 17th century. The price changes for Bitcoin alternately reflect investor enthusiasm and dissatisfaction with its promise. Satoshi Nakamoto, Bitcoin's investor, designed it for use as a medium for daily transactions and a way to circumvent the traditional banking infrastructure for the 2008 financial collapse. Though the cryptocurrency has yet to gain mainstream traction as a currency, it has begun to pick up steam through a different narrative as a store of value and hedge against inflation. Though the narrative may prove to hold more merit, the price fluctuations of the past primarily stemmed from retail investors and traders betting on an ever-increasing price without much grounding in reasons of facts. But Bitcoin's price story has changed in recent times. Institutional investors are trickling in after the maturing of cryptocurrency markets, and regulatory agencies are crafting rules specifically for them. Though Bitcoin price still remains volatile, it is now a function of an array of factors within the mainstream economy as opposed to being influenced by speculators looking for quick profits through momentum trades. For the most part, Bitcoin investors had a bumpy ride in the past roughly 13 years. Apart from daily volatility, in which double-digit inclines and declines of the price are not uncommon, they have had to contend with numerous problems plaguing the ecosystem. From multiple scams and fraudsters and absence of regulation that further feeds into its volatility. In spite of all this, there are periods when the cryptocurrency price changes have outpaced even their usual volatile swings, resulting in massive price bubbles. The first such instance occurred in 2011. Bitcoin's price jumped from $1 in April of that year to a peak of $32 in June, a gain of 3,200% within 3 short months. That steep ascent was followed by a sharp recession in crypto markets, and Bitcoin's price bottomed out at $2 in November 2011. There was a marginal improvement the following year, and the price had risen from $4.80 in May to $13.20 by August 15th. 2013 proved to be a decisive year for the Bitcoin's price. The digital currency began the year trading at $13.40 and underwent 2 price bubbles in the same year. The first of these occurred when the price shot up to $220 by the beginning of April 2013. That swift increase was followed by an equally rapid deceleration in its price, and the cryptocurrency was changing hands at $70 in mid-April. But that was not the end of it. Another rally occurred toward the end of the year. In early October, the cryptocurrency was trading at $123.20. By December, it had spiked to $1,156.10, but it fell to around $760 3 days later. Those rapid changes signaled the start of the multi-year slump in the Bitcoin's price, and it touched a low $315 at the beginning of 2015. The 5th price bubble occurred in 2017. The cryptocurrency was hovering around a $1,000 price range at the beginning of that year. After a period of brief decline in the first 2 months, the price charted a remarkable ascent from $975.70 on March 25th to $20,089 on December 17th. The 2017 hot streak also helped place Bitcoin firmly in the mainstream spotlight. Governments and economists took notice and began developing digital currencies to compete with Bitcoin. Analysts debated its value in an asset, and even a slew of so-called experts and investors made extreme price forecasts. And in the past, Bitcoin's price moved sideways for the next 2 years. In between, there were signs of life. For example, there was a resurgence in price and trading volume in June 2019, and the price surpassed $10,000, rekindling hopes for another rally. But it fell to $7,112.73 by December of the same year. It was not until 2020 when the economy shut down due to the pandemic, and the Bitcoin's price burst into activity once again. The cryptocurrency started the year at $7,200. The pandemic shutdown and subsequent government policy fed into investors' fears about the global economy and accelerated Bitcoin's price. At close on November 23rd, Bitcoin is trading for $18,353. Now let's talk about how much is Bitcoin worth. Guys, we will calculate the total value of Bitcoin first because that's the easy part. According to CoinMarketCap, the value of the Bitcoin in the world was $653 billion as of May 30th, 2021. For comparison, Forbes estimated a net worth of Amazon AMZ and founder Jeff Bezos at $177 billion. That makes the market cap of Bitcoin nearly 4 times larger than Bezos' fortune. So that's all for today. I hope you liked the video. If you did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you never miss any amazing video from us.